oh, Sean's racist too because he respects Liam Neeson.
I have no money. I need something. I'm jobless.
One guy, a lot of girls, and they're all trying to fight for his love.
Isn't it called something else? Like, isn't that porn? Are we rolling?
Yeah, everything's
all right.
rolling.
Let's do the claps, everybody.
Okay.
Well, I don't know if I should I'm just going to do the claps first.
Yeah.
Ready. Welcome back to another episode of Off the Pill Podcast, and we are joined today. This man needs no introduction, but I'm going to do it. We got a bunch of new stuff, but listen, I'm getting off topic already. We are here with Sean Fujiyoshi, everybody.
Hi. Hello.
You like that? Okay, turn.
That's loud.
There you go. So, and we have a new thing. I don't know what it's called. Soundboard, I guess.
The soundboard.
I know. Welcome back, Sean. Sean.
It's good to be back. Scene, get it right.
I know. Scene is finally back. Remember a long time ago when I made that video, was it Sean Returns?
Yeah.
I had my roommate or something. It was in college, like 2000.
His name was Sean too.
Not his real name.
Oh.
I just called him that.
Oh, okay.
What? You gave someone a new name.
No, because he was playing Sean.
Yeah,
he was playing Sean.
It was me. He was
Anyway, Sean is visiting before anyone gets confused. He's visiting for a few days, maybe like 4 days.
Yeah.
Sean's in town, and we had to have him on the podcast because everybody's been asking.
Oh, yeah.
So we have some of those questions from Twitter at Off the Pill. We're going to get through that later. This is the part where normally we're supposed to be thanking our sponsors that we still don't have. So this could be you. I don't know. I don't have any.
Right there.
Sponsors. Oh, look, that's not a Rode is not a sponsor, but they sent us stuff.
Thank you very much, Rode. So, companies, this could be you. I could wear your stuff. Whoever's here could wear your stuff.
Good pitch. That's it?
Yeah, that's all.
Anyway, we still don't have... It's like an ongoing joke, but we really want sponsors.
But it's really comfortable. It's really comfortable.
Yeah, no, but Rode has sent us stuff. That's not a real sponsor, but they sent us free stuff. Sorry, it's been a while, It's been a while. So, Sean.
Yeah.
Dude, it's been... he literally just got in, so we didn't really have that much time to catch up.
I'm a little tired, not going to lie.
Yeah, I know you got up pretty early. How's life been? That's super general, but that's literally like the number one question. Yeah.
Dude, it's been crazy. Not what I expected at all. What
were you expecting?
To find a job for one.
Oh, instantly. Right.
I didn't think it was going to be this hard.
Right. Well, that's why we're using this podcast. See, in another thing, in sponsorships, Sean needs a job. If you're in the Sacramento area and you're looking for an engineer, well, I don't know if that's what you want, but
yeah,
you were looking for an engineering.
Yeah, trying to do engineering. But to all you engineers out there with engineering degrees, you might relate to this. But if you're in school right now, get an internship because that thing means a lot.
When you were in school, did you actually think about that? Did you actually did you have the option to intern? I
did. But I had a lot of smarter people in my class, so they got the internships, and I didn't get any.
You actually tried, though?
Oh, yeah, I tried.
I see. Okay, so it's really important because from what you were telling me, what were you saying about the issues with that?
You need experience. They thrive on experience, but they don't really... They want to spend the least amount of time to train you, to get you up to speed, which makes sense for a business aspect, because they don't want to spend a whole bunch of time trying to teach you from the ground up of how to do stuff. They want you to know... kind of what the industry is, especially in your type of field.
Right. Because, so it's been like 6 months. Yeah. Almost, I think. Yeah. Maybe more than, I'm not sure.
It's about 6 months, yeah.
And you've been nonstop, applying and reaching out to people, and it always comes down to experience.
Yeah. And location, too.
Oh, really?
Because if I was, in maybe, one of the main cities, then I would have more options to choose from, more opportunities, more companies.
Right.
Sacramento's kind of like a small kind of town. It's a city, but not really a city. It's more like a big town, in my opinion. So, it's tough. It's really tough.
Well, do you think that? Obviously, I thought at one point you said that you met a fan or something like that, and their mom kind of hooked you up with an interview. I thought that was you got a job already.
See, the thing that I run into a lot is that a lot of them like me as a person.
Right.
And they really enjoy my personality is what they tell me. But I don't have the experience to be able to, hit it home with the departments. That
because they could also be well, this guy is fresh out of college. This is fresh in his mind. He has interned for this company. why would they pick somebody who's not?
Exactly.
Right. So, but the weird thing is like, if you're open to doing an internship,
Yeah.
like a non-paid one,
If
they're not letting you do that, then like, how are you ever going to get experience? You know what I mean?
Well, for one, there's a difference between internships and volunteer. Internships are they're more kind of funded by like the government. So like, there's a lot of legal stuff that kind of go into it. So you need to be part of school still to get an internship. And most places aren't as open to giving volunteer opportunities.
Right.
So, there's that. Oh, dude.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe like I said, we should use this. Anyone in Sacramento or in the Northern California, actually, that's too broad. It has to be in Sac because
it would be nice if it's been Sac.
Yeah, in Sacramento.
I would commute to San Francisco, 2-hour drive, but
you want to volunteer, Sean needs an engineering job.
Dude. All right. Well, I guess would you go back to like school since you said internships are where you can go? Is that a potential possibility for you?
Honestly, yeah. I've been considering it a lot. Right now I'm in the process of maybe getting a job, but
fingers crossed.
Kind of questionable.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, so I'm just hoping.
Right.
But if it doesn't work out, then yeah, I'm thinking about going back to school.
Okay. Well, wouldn't that be really? Are you taking the same classes? Like,
no, I would change.
Oh, I see. Okay, I was like, that's gonna be so easy. You just pull up your old reports and stuff.
Yeah, but it's like I was thinking of going a different route, maybe. Because I don't know. I took mechanical engineering because it's the most broad engineering degree that you can get. You cover all bases of engineering.
So you do something more specific.
Yeah, I like graphics.
Okay,
that's kind of why I was doing editing here.
Yeah,
but I enjoy doing graphics and stuff. So they have like architecture stuff.
You could use that as say that's like experience.
I've been trying.
Right? You could.
I've been trying. They do allow some to cross over from like graphic design into CAD designing is what they call it. And it's pretty similar, except you need to know some technical fields about it. You're building like, little projects, little mechanical things, or like architecture or that kind of stuff. Yeah. So there is some crossover, but they'd rather you learn within the industry.
Right.
So it's a little tough.
So anyway, your advice to kids is do the internship.
Get the internship.
Because it makes a big difference.
It makes a huge difference.
Okay, well, that's good to know.
It makes a really big difference. No matter what engineering you're in, get an internship.
But you are open to volunteering for free.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. I don't see why people wouldn't want that, though. Like, it doesn't harm them, does it?
That's what
I don't have to offer you anything.
That's what I think.
It might harm because then he could be a potential hindrance.
Yeah.
Because it's considered volunteer work, so you're not like, oh, I'm like die hard for this company. It's like, oh, I'm giving them my spare time.
Right.
So they probably want people who are like invested into it, know that they want to be there.
There is a difference with each company too, though. Some are more like family oriented, where some are more blue collar. So like the blue collar ones just want the experience.
Yeah.
Where
they're not going to hook you up.
Yeah,
a family one might be like, oh, he's just a cool guy. Yeah.
Unless you have connections within the company.
Got it. Okay. Well,
so that's another thing. If you can make connections too, that's your another way in.
Oh, 100%. Connections are everything.
That's how like a lot of things work nowadays.
Even especially in like the entertainment industry, that is how it works.
Yeah.
From what I hear, at least, like half the time, when they do open casting calls for movies and stuff like that, they already know who they want. They're just doing it for the sake, and they'll bring in like some Asians and some color and, just to say like, oh, we casted and this is just the best person, but they already knew who they wanted. It's all about connections. That's why it's important to be a nice introvert, not extroverted person.
Be a nice
People like
introvert.
me, I think you too. Well, actually, I don't know if you're introverted. I am. I'm not good at networking.
I'm so introverted.
Yeah, right.
I think I can't label myself as introvert extrovert. I think I'm a percentage. I think I'm like,
you can do both.
I think I'm like 35% extrovert and the rest is introvert.
It's not like one or the other.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a scale.
It depends on the situation and who I'm surrounded with.
I agree.
See, we're giving a business class right now. See, what you want to do is number 1, take the internship. Number 2, be a little extroverted, learn how to network. That is the most important, getting connections.
And also make sure your tweets are very clean. Go through your history, clear out everything.
That is actually really true. That'll ruin people's lives.
Nowadays, yeah.
Or private your Twitter.
Right. Anything that's going online, you just have to be more conscious. Like the whole What was the thing you were just showing us? Yeah, PC-ness. Dang, you know, dude.
I've been watching. I don't have a job, dude. I've been watching.
All right, so you haven't had a job. So what have you been doing? I mean, I know you've been applying a lot to different things. What do you do in your spare time?
Dude, I just been applying and trying to research.
No,
but aside from that, I did have like a little mini venture to Japan.
Oh yeah,
which was very out of the blue and last minute.
Yeah,
but
we saw that. That was with Mari and am I saying that?
West. Yeah.
Mari, right?
Mari and West.
Yeah.
We were hella jealous when we saw that.
Like Sean's in Japan?
What? He's having so much fun.
Yeah.
It was cool.
Our voices weren't that high, but yeah.
Mine was.
We were like that. Oh my gosh, it was so much fun. No, it was we were like, Sean's in Japan. Why? You know,
dude,
like,
me too. I was like, why am I here?
And the group you're with, you're with Wangus and you're with Wes and Mari, and I'm just like, that is a strange group.
If you guys don't know who those people are, Mari is formerly with Smosh Games, I believe.
Yeah.
Right? And then Wes is
part of Wong Fu Productions.
Mm-hmm. And Wangus is
kind of like a manager. He's kind of like a manager slash he books people for stuff, random stuff. He does a lot of things.
He does a lot of.
How was that?
It was cool. Wangus, it was so weird because Wangus hit me up like a week and a half before it was going down. And he was just like, do you want to do this? And I was like, yeah, I have no money. I need something, dude. I'm gonna sell
so that
out.
probably helped for a little bit, right?
It definitely helped, yeah.
Buy you some more time.
Yeah. But it was with like they basically wanted my technical aspect of opinion of what they're doing. And
that was the job? It wasn't even like a meet and greet? Or?
No, it wasn't a meet and greet.
Oh, it was
a video.
Oh.
So I'll just...
Yeah, are you allowed to discuss it?
I can say it.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. I mean, I didn't need to post anything. But
Did you sign an NDA?
What is that?
Non-disclosure.
You're good then.
I think you'll be fine.
No, I think I'm fine.
Uh-huh.
But basically, are you guys familiar with SK2? Just out of curiosity. Okay.
South Korea? South Korea? That's all I know.
It's a beauty brand, like for like skincare type of stuff.
I have heard of that.
It's a very popular Asian brand.
That was in Singapore. No? Japan? Maybe I didn't hear about that. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Honestly, I'm probably the worst person to speak about this. Sorry, SK2. But if you guys are watching this, sorry.
And sponsor us.
But yeah, they were doing a bunch of pop-ups around everywhere. And the entire thing was basically trying to have a more interactive environment while learning about the product. So they did this AR space, artificial reality, and basically you take your phone and using the video, it like replaces a lot of like the walls and stuff, and like you'll see like cool effects like coming out of the walls, or like you'll see bubbles popping around everywhere. So it was pretty cool. And then like as you go and like it's kind of like a fun experience, like it's kind of like a playground with your phone. And
that's what. So what did you do?
They've basically just filmed me, Mari and Wes, just going throughout the space and experience everything, every single room, learning about what the whole product was about. And then at the end, they do like a facial scan, and it tells you like your skin age.
Oh.
And then from that, they'll recommend you like what product you should use.
Yeah, that's kind of stuff. That's
so
cool.
It was
that's
cool.
Dope.
Yeah. So they wanted people more in the technical aspect, I guess, and to give our thoughts about the space and what we thought about it and give our feedback. So that's all it really was. They just filmed us going through the space, and then we gave our 2 cents of what we thought about.
That sounds like it's like a cool reason, just an excuse to go to Japan.
Dude,
and get paid.
that's why I was like,
that's awesome. Wait,
a beauty brand? Why would they want me? And
because you're beautiful, dude. That's why.
Thanks.
That's why they hit up only you, Wes, and Mari. They didn't hit anybody else up. So you did that.
Yeah.
You've been doing that.
It was cool. So that was like a very short time.
Yeah.
But it helped because I'm jobless.
Okay, we're gonna keep bringing that up so that people really get across. Like,
Please.
hey, let's get Sean a job.
Please.
You know?
I need some help.
But
it's
specifically
cool,
like you weren't, I mean, obviously you want a job, but ideally in engineering.
Yeah,
which is what you have interest in.
Yeah. I mean, I think this kind of plays back to like the whole introvert extrovert thing.
Mm-hmm.
The whole YouTube life was like a little, I don't know. I wouldn't say demanding. It was just very controversial for myself because, you know, we're like 2 dudes from like a very small town in Hilo, Hawaii. So and you know me, I'm more introverted. So are you. And the attention was kind of like a stressful thing for me. I can only spend so much energy on it before I get like stressed out about it.
Yep.
You know? Like
Yeah,
I have
it
I have a
exhausting.
capacity until I get exhausted.
I think a lot of YouTubers are like that, and they have to, and you see it too,
Yeah.
like through their videos. Everyone goes through those same phases. Like that video I made about the life of a YouTuber, and it's always like this hype, and like you start blowing up, and people start surrounding you. You move out to LA, and you get all this attention, and then you get exhausted. You say, "Oh, I have to take a break. I'm too tired." You come back once you find yourself again, and it's the same process. And I think that's what you're kind of talking about. Is like it does get exhausting.
Yeah.
And you were in it in the beginning, and then you went to college.
Yep.
So you kind of were out of it.
Yeah.
And then you came back and started building up again.
Yeah.
You went through it twice.
Yeah. So this is my second time going out.
Yeah.
But
So for you then, you think this lifestyle fits you better.
yeah. And I think the biggest thing had to do with my girlfriend as well.
Right.
Because, you know, I don't know if I want to. I guess I was more questionable about if I really want to be surrounded by this whole YouTube attention while I'm trying to build like a life
Right.
surrounding my girlfriend and stuff, because
Yeah.
it's very serious now. Obviously, I moved, dropped everything and moved to her,
Right.
and it's I don't know if it's a maturity thing or maybe it's just like my own personal quarrels of having all this attention. But I guess I don't like, if I have a family and stuff, I don't want them to know me as, I don't want my kids to know me as the YouTube guy. I want to do more in my life than just YouTube kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, it's always going to be around. People are going to bring it up,
Yeah.
but over time, I feel like it'll chill.
Yeah.
So,
And I think to put more context in it, like you guys have been together for like a little over 2 years now, right? And for a lot of it was long distance.
Yeah. Long distance is tough, man.
And so, I mean, there gets to a point where you're like, that makes you feel like, oh, do I really want to commit to this?
Exactly.
What am I willing to let go? And in a way, it was like a burden off your back because, like you said, like, you know, you wanted to build a life that isn't just viewed by millions of people.
Yeah.
And so,
And
this is where you are.
I like my privacy too.
Yeah.
You know, I like having the split of a personal life and public life. So like, you know, I don't mind if fans come up to me. Like I totally enjoy it, just meeting fans and like being appreciative that they've watched all of our stuff and we're like longtime fans. Like I still get approached to this day, especially in Sacramento. There's a lot of fans in Sacramento.
right.
But I do like having my personal life. That's like my personal time, my place to like, you know, rejuvenate my brain and not be so stressed out all the time. I can just enjoy my time with my girlfriend.
That sounds so boring.
Yeah, it is. I'm a boring guy.
But you know what? That sounds like the life.
That sounds
you know?
awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
It's more for my sanity.
That does fit you though. That's like much more of like how I know you.
Yeah.
And kind of like to yourself for the most part, very private. Yeah, I guess I guess you wouldn't like that to do that. Go out a lot, and I guess it would be kind of exhausting because I
Yeah.
don't do it. I just try, and that's why I stay home all the time. And that's why I'm not in LA.
so okay. Because I want to know. I want to look. This is nice. We getting all like sentimental and everything. Make me smile and laugh. I want to know what is like a crazy fan experience that you've had in your career, though. Because you're talking about like you appreciate fans, and you know everybody does appreciate their fans, but sometimes fans get a little too crazy, and they're just like, "Oh, I'm gonna be best friends with this person," and you know, just plays with that line just a little too much.
What is yours?
Mine was at VidCon right after Internet Icon. A lot of people don't know about Internet
Is your
Icon.
mic really loud, or is it just my
I think
headphones?
I think he just got louder.
I think I got close. I'll tone myself down, but
Just
a
a
lot
little
of
bit.
a lot
Go
of
ahead.
people don't know. But that's kind of how Ryan was more aware of me. Was this thing called Internet Icon, and it was right after that. It was at VidCon. I was in the bathroom peeing, and there's 9 urinals there. Right, this guy comes up right next to me, starts peeing, looks at me so casual, and just goes, "Oh, you're Paco, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And then he looks down
Damn.
and then back up at me and then just goes, "Cool, dude." And then just leaves. And I was like,
he didn't even.
Dad,
pee.
did he wash his hands?
I don't know. I was just like, what just happened?
I think you just got assaulted by his eyes.
Like, what do I do? Do I pee on him? What happens?
I mean, it's already rule number one in a bathroom for guys is you don't go to the urinal next to someone else unless there's no other option. Was there other
There was
options?
9.
Yeah.
I wasn't the only one.
So that's already he's breaking rule number one. Already I would be like, whoa, you know. So
Yeah,
I might have cut my stream. I'm gonna cut my stream and be like, dude, this is like danger zone. I would be really freaked. I would be
It
kind of
was
upset.
so weird.
That's weird.
Okay, that's
That's
a little
my
weird.
weird experience.
Second one is he sparked a conversation while mid-pee.
Without peeing himself, right? That is
Maybe.
very
He
weird.
made the motion though. Like he did the zipper, everything, looked at me, and then it's like, cool, dude. And then just left.
And then he looked down at your pee-pee, dude.
Yeah.
That's number 3.
That's really, really
That's strike number
strange,
3.
dude.
I was just like, this is an interesting
Okay,
experience.
I don't have a story like
Yeah,
that.
mine's is not that bad.
Go ahead.
The only one that I can really remember, I was with you
Okay.
in the Bay, I think.
Uh-huh.
And we're on one of those tram things. The public
Oh,
ones.
yeah, yeah.
You remember that?
We're in San Francisco
Yeah, yeah.
on the
The
what are
BART
those,
or Mooney?
The
those
BART things. Yeah,
things
yeah.
that run in the middle of the street. Trolley?
the trolley
Oh, okay,
things.
trolley.
The trolley? Yeah.
Yeah.
We're on one of those things.
And basically these 2 girls recognized us and freaked out. She screamed super loud that it made the train person stop.
Mm-hmm.
And he came running over, thinking something was wrong. And then the girls basically explained that, oh my God, they're like the YouTube guys, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
So he's like, oh, okay, weird. So then he kept going. And then we're like, let's get off on the next stop. This is kind of weird because we're standing, because it was a full, it was packed. They were sitting down right in front of us and we're hanging on to the handles right above them. And just as we're about to get off, the girl in front of me just grabs me and goes, I love you so much, and something. But she grabbed onto me and wouldn't let me go. And it was like holding up everyone.
Uh-huh.
And I was just
yeah.
like, I don't know how you got off.
It just
You
feels
were lucky.
you just feel guilty.
Yeah, I
too.
felt so awkward, and
Yeah.
everyone's staring, and this girl was freaking out, grabbing onto me, and I'm just like, I gotta go.
Yeah. And
Thanks
it's just
for watching. Nice meeting you. And it was just super awkward.
See, that's the
'cause
tough part, especially in the beginning, because that was years ago, right?
Yeah.
That was like 2010 maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
Or something. It was a long time ago when we weren't equipped to deal with that before.
Yeah.
Because at the same time, it's like this person, it might be inappropriate to a certain degree, but it's because they love you.
Yeah.
And they really you really appreciate that. But it's such a weird thing to have to deal with. Like you have to be kind of mean,
There's
but not mean.
There's boundaries.
Yeah, there's some boundaries that you have to. I mean, it's better now. I
Yeah.
think people are older, our fans at least. But when there's the young kids, you don't want to break their hearts, and be
Exactly.
like, oh my God, he's such an asshole. He pushed me away after I hugged him for a minute.
yeah.
I had a similar thing in Town Square where somebody was hugging me and I wasn't very happy. It's just awkward, It's just
Yeah.
you wouldn't go up to someone you've never met and just hug them.
Yeah.
Even if you saw them, or if you saw like a celebrity like Brad Pitt,
Yeah.
and then you just ran up to him and start hugging him, you would know not to do that for
Yeah.
one. But because you're a YouTuber and it's not the same thing as, I think people see us as more approachable and more,
Oh, they're relatable,
yeah, in the community.
I know about their life, so I'm allowed to go up
Exactly.
to them.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't even think twice. Like, oh, I love them. Let me hug them.
Yeah.
Because I know you. I'm a fan. I subscribed to a mainstream celebrity. You would never. I think people might try that, but
Yeah.
most times people would know that's not the right thing to do.
Yeah.
And the weird thing too is you may know them, but they don't know you. So it feels super awkward, super strange. And the crazy thing is that it's weird for us as guys. Now can you imagine what is it like to be a girl?
A
A
girl
female
influencer.
influencer.
Right.
It must be so exponentially, just so much more strange.
I don't think guys would do that to a girl. Especially in this day and age.
Oh yeah,
That's
yeah.
true.
I don't think I've never seen.
But it's been done.
Has it?
It has been. How, certain things, some guys just don't have social cues.
Sure.
Not even just guys. People don't have social cues at times, and they just cross those lines and just make it super weird. Oh, I paid for this meet and greet, or I came to this VidCon and I get to interact with how I want to interact with these people.
That's actually brings up that's a serious topic that I've been talking to not recently, but we all talk about, I guess, a bunch of YouTubers, is how if you have like a Patreon or even a YouTube channel where someone really supports you and there is like somebody who's a little off, I know David was telling me and Kina, they have this one fan that felt like because she has because they have like a Patreon or whatever, they donate, they feel like they own you a little bit. And that's where you get the freaky people. People who are like come to your shows and they expect something. Yeah. And those are the super fans. And it's scary. Like you don't know what they're gonna do. If they feel like they're not getting, if they can't have you, then no one should.
Yeah. And that's and like this is kind of like a dark area to go into, and I know you know where I'm going. Yeah. Which is like the Christina Grimmie thing.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to, I was terrible. That ruined me for a while. Like we used to go out to a lot. I don't know if before you were around, we used to go to a lot of events and stuff. After that, I just kind of stopped. I was just like, I don't feel safe anymore. And like, it didn't feel real because I thought, okay, that happens to some celebrities, very rarely. But to a YouTuber, someone I met, it felt so real. And it scared me. Honestly, I didn't want to do events, or if I was going to do them, they had to be super secure.
I remember that time. We all like kind of like got pushed into reality, like holy moly, there's like actually some crazy people who would actually do that. Yeah. And to like perfectly nice people, like I mean, I don't know the backstory, but
I only got to meet her once, but from everybody that I was like friends with and knew, like they loved her. Just like always spoke so highly of her. And it's insane that people feel, because I am supporting you, you're a piece of my property.
Well, I don't know if that's the exact case. And the guy, shot himself after that. So we don't really know the exact I don't think we know.
Just from what I've heard, it was
it was a fan.
Nobody can have
those
her.
Crazy scenarios. Speaking of Christina, she was just like, there's a lot of YouTubers that you meet and then you feel like, okay, they're very nice. You don't know enough about them. But when you met Christina for the first time, I remember the first time I met her, you just instantly felt like she was genuine. And that's something you can't just like fake. You can't fake that, And that's why it was tough for me, man. I wasn't even that close to her. I couldn't even imagine for her family or like other YouTubers that actually were like close with her. But for me, even just meeting her a couple of times, I was just like, damn, I couldn't believe it. Yeah. But that got dark.
Yeah.
Super dark. Dude, your thing is hella loud.
It brings up a good point though about like, I think fans need to kind of realize that there is a crossing point that you don't cross because we're still humans, like right. You still kind of have to respect us as humans. We're not just like some like petting zoo or whatever. So
there's an argument for that too. And I can understand their side of it. Not that it's their sides, but people say like, when you're going into the public domain, like it comes with the territory. Like there's a reason you're getting paid more to just do events and stuff like that. But even then, I still think with that, knowing that, and I agree with that, it comes with the territory. Yeah. It's still, you got to be respectful to people. I think some people just don't realize there's a certain line. Yeah. Like the thing I hate the most, and I always tell you guys is when, honestly, I don't mind if they come up and ask for a picture and I'll take it most times, if not all times.
I know where this is going.
But the only time I didn't, and I was like kind of grouchy. The only time I didn't, I was at a buffet. I was waiting over an hour, and I had just sat down. I was watching these people, right, looking over at me. I'm in line, watching these people eat, and like they have like, I'm just starving, and I'm in this line for like an hour. And as soon as I sit down, I'm finally like happy. I'm like, oh yes, let's go. I'm about to get my food. They come and start talking to me. They approach me, and it's like, there's another fan story. I don't know. I'm back into it. They start talking to me, and they ask for a picture. Oh, no, they don't ask for a picture. They just start, and I was like, oh, cool, nice to meet you, and whatever. They went back to their table. I go and get all my food. I have like crab. I have like things, like my hands are messy, all over my face. And right as they're leaving, they walk out and like, hey, could we get a picture? And I'm just like, maybe like after I'm done, And already I was just like, I don't really want to do this right now because for one, I'm hungry. Two, I look like a mess. And they're like, oh, we're actually going right now. And I was like, oh, sorry. And I felt so bad. I still remember to today. This is like years ago. I felt so guilty because I saw their faces go from like, oh, we're big fans to, oh, he's a jerk. But that's the thing too. You have to always be on too. Yeah. And like the moment people think like, oh, something's wrong with Ryan, like he's either an asshole or he's tired, or people don't assume you're tired. They don't assume you're grouchy. They don't assume you could have a death in the family that day, and you go out and you just say, I don't want to take pictures. They're like, okay, he's an asshole. Yeah. And they're not going to give you context.
Yeah, because all they have is as reference is what you are in your videos.
Yeah. And they have this expectation.
Exactly.
So I understand that point of view, But I forgot what we were talking about.
Just like boundaries. Respect.
Yeah, just boundaries, I guess.
Because like, I don't know about you guys, but I think it's kind of rude if someone's mid-eating and you go and interrupt them.
It is. I feel like I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
But I mean,
generally, but I guess, yeah, I do understand that it comes with the territory, but
Yeah.
come on, let us eat. We're hungry.
Eating is
we're hungry, dude.
sacred place.
Yeah.
If they're peeing in a urinal, that's fine. But eating, that's where you draw the line.
yeah, definitely. For me, you guys can come on in, but do not interrupt my
take
food.
a picture. Take a picture. It'll last longer.
But I did feel guilty for like years. I still feel guilty.
I think I've been through that situation too.
Yeah.
I felt guilty.
I don't feel guilty.
But then it's like, oh,
You
man,
never feel guilty.
Get hungry.
I know. Well, the thing is, too, I actually appreciate people coming up and asking for pictures more than just trying to snipe you from far.
Oh, yeah.
Especially while you're eating, because then you feel like, man, I got to eat nice and like get stuff. I'll get stuff in my mouth.
when you see it too, and it's like
and
super
it's so embarrassing.
obvious.
And you're making like one of those kind of faces. Sorry, for people who just are listening, I just made a really, one of those when you take a frame from a video and your eyes are like half open, and they post that stuff. And it's just like, oh, okay.
Great.
Yeah. But anyway,
I scared someone doing that one time.
Scared of someone doing what?
They're sniping from like afar, and I knew they're doing it. It was super obvious. My entire family were like, I think they're trying to take a picture of you. And I was like, I know.
Yeah, some people do that.
What I ended up doing was I made a face to them, like a super ugly face. I was just like, and they freaked out and they dropped their phone and they like.
I like. I think this is something that Roy or Guava Juice, and then I think also Timothy DeLaGhetto does. They take pictures of the people taking pictures of them.
Right.
I think that's funny.
See, that comes with a risk though. Because what if they're not taking a picture of you?
Yeah.
And you're just that cocky jerk who thinks everyone's taking pictures of them. No, you can tell. Everyone does.
Yeah.
I know the people listening won't be able to see this, but people on video, if you're trying to take a sneak picture, here's my advice. Don't do the little turtle T-Rex arms.
Yeah.
Nobody holds their phone this close to them, and it doesn't help you get a better picture. The best thing you can do is kind of just hold it just be natural.
Yeah.
Everyone does that. The T-Rex, they make T-Rex arms. They bring their phone super close.
Put it
they're
right in their chest.
It's so obvious. Yeah. If you want a picture for one, just come up and ask.
Yeah, and it's like when you're in that position, you're never in that position in the first place.
Yeah.
So it's already like, what is that weirdo doing? Oh, they're taking a picture
But
of
you'd be
me.
surprised how many people do that.
So many people.
Just
the
come
T-Rex
up-
arms.
Just come up to us.
Yeah.
We don't bite.
Except when we're eating. Don't. T-Rex all you want.
No,
then.
I don't even mind that.
Yeah.
It was just that one time, I was jealous of them being able to enjoy their food. I was starving.
You were hangry.
I was hangry. But yeah, yeah. I mean, people are gonna be like, "Wow, they don't care, but they don't love us. They don't care about their fans. If they did." I mean, I remember posting about that girl that was hugging me for a long time. I tweeted it in that town square, and I got so many angry fans. I didn't realize that they felt that way. They're like, "Wow, you don't appreciate us. I would love to have people coming up to hug me for minutes."
Yeah, but the thing is, they don't understand how often it'll happen and how it can interrupt in your life. Because they're just like, oh, I want the attention, I want this, but I don't want the negative parts of it.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want to have to work super hard and just to be able to get my stuff out there and express my thoughts and everything. I just want the attention.
Some people, yeah.
I think most of it, the most common thing now, and oh, dude, you can hear my passion coming out.
I hear it. I smell it, dude.
Yeah. I got passion in my pants.
Yep.
There, teachers who ask kids now, oh, what do you want to be? Before it used to be like, oh, astronaut, firefighter, doctor. One of the most common things that kids want to be now is a YouTuber.
I've heard that, yeah.
And it's just it's so strange. It makes sense.
Yeah, it's who they're watching.
Yeah, because they want the attention. They want the fame. They want all the good things about it, but they don't see how hard it takes to get there.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And
I think that's true for a lot of other things too, though.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's why they're it's a new field. The whole entertainment and social media, influencer or whatever. And people are just like, wow, I see this person so much. Their life must be so good, because you don't know everything that's going on. You just instantly are just they must be making YouTube money, partying all the time, having so much fun, doing all this stuff. I want that, And they don't, again, they don't understand or give you guys the benefit of the doubt, as human beings.
Right.
How difficult it can be.
I think it's a maturity thing too. a lot of these kids are like, you know, they're kids. They don't know the full scope of being an adult.
Yeah.
Of an adult.
Yeah,
Yet.
and there are people who are like, you know, even our age who I want to do YouTube, and like, you know, they do think it is easier. I'm gonna say most people think what we do is a lot easier than it really is, and I think the reason why you can see it in the comments when someone like Lily, right? She said, "Oh, I'm taking a break" or whatever. Instantly, people were like, "Oh, you know, why are you another YouTuber that's depressed? You know, it has mental issues." Like they were making jokes out of it, saying like, "Oh, you know, these guys are so unappreciative. They made so much money and they're getting all this fame. Like, oh, life must be rough, you know." But like, this brought me to I thought about this a lot. I don't even know if I made a video about it or brought it up, but another perspective, and it might sound bad.
But it's your podcast.
It's my podcast. I can do whatever I want. I haven't done one of those in a while. It's my podcast. I can do what I want. Something I thought about a lot, and I think you really don't realize it until you have it. When I say that, just because you have those things, happiness doesn't come from those things. And it sounds so common. Like happiness doesn't come from money. It doesn't come from fame. And you don't really, really believe it until you have it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because I didn't. I used to think, okay, yeah, I just want a family and whatever. But in the back of your head, you're like, man, if I had this much money, I wouldn't be sad. Like I'd be fine. Like if I had this much fame, like who cares if, you know, something happens? I'm famous and rich, you know, like, and you know, you really don't understand that it really means nothing. The best way I can describe it is like someone like Robin Williams, someone who everyone loved, right? Everybody loved. He had it all. He had money. He had fame. It's not like his career was getting worse. He was a legend, but he still, you know, killed himself.
Yeah.
And that just goes to show you it has nothing to do with that. Sure, yes, it does help to have money, right? To do things. I don't believe in the saying that money doesn't buy any happiness.
Yeah.
But until you have it, you realize it doesn't mean as much as it nearly you would think, at least.
Yeah.
That's just coming from that perspective.
Oh, I agree. I mean, I think that's like another big reason why I kind of left the scene.
Right.
Because it's for like, you know, sanity. If not, like some people can handle it.
Yeah.
People like me can't.
But it's also, you know, I always say too, it's always like the grass is greener.
Yeah.
Like I know for a fact I wouldn't be happy doing a 9-to-5 clerk job. It creatively at least. And so in that way I understand. I'm still appreciative of, you know, what we have, but at the same time, sometimes I do wish, I'm like, man, if I just worked 9-to-5 and just focused on that time and not worry, I could have my nights and not worry about work. I could have weekends, you know, which I don't have because I have to make my own schedule. When you're a YouTuber, you are your own boss, basically. So it's a little tough mentally. I don't know if all people are like this, but I have issues like taking breaks or taking days off or taking a vacation because I don't even have fun doing it. I'm thinking about other things. And that it's a blessing and a curse because you make your own schedule so you can take those things. But like I said, it's a mental thing.
I think in your situation, it's a curse a lot of the time.
Could be.
Because we as a group have seen, like, you know, when you're just like it's clear that you're definitely thinking about work and
when we're like doing other things.
Yeah, and unable to like just be in the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is I mean, people notice that about me, but I am just always trying to. It's hard to just have fun when you know that you could be working. If it was like a 9-to-5, you know, okay, 5 o'clock, I can do whatever I want until 9 the next day. It's just a mindset. I know it's like a first world problem, but it does mess with I think a lot of people, and it messes with me a lot.
This is what I heard though. Like when people say, "Oh, it's a first world problem," but it's also like you're listening to a podcast. Like you live in the first world, most likely.
True.
Sure.
Yeah,
that is true. But I mean, that's just I'm saying it in the meme sense. It's not even like a. It's something if I really could mentally get over that, then it wouldn't be a big deal. But it just happens.
I think a lot of like even like personal businesses, anybody who owns a business really can relate to that.
It's all about balance.
Yeah. I mean, that's like one of the biggest issues in life is like work-life balance, you know? Like, that's one of the I feel like that's like one of the most common like problems in life, especially like as you get older and become an adult, you know? Like having that work-life balance like really means a lot.
I mean, that's the whole point of why you moved and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know? I think that's important for people to think about.
Think about it.
It's because we're old now, you know?
Yeah.
Before we could just like think about, no, let's just make a video. I don't know. Let's go to Utah or let's do whatever we want. But now it's like, no, but if we go there, we're going to be tired when we come back. It's just a different mindset, I think.
And before we could do like 24 hours a day working and we're perfectly fine.
And we were cool. We were cool with like sleeping a few hours so that we could play video games when we want. And yeah, that's basically that changed.
I can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
I'm not living that college life anymore.
I know.
We're definitely getting older.
Yeah.
And, to segue, even though we're getting older, I believe that we're all still part of the 9-year-old army, which is basically PewDiePie's audience, kind of like we support him.
Is that a 9-year-old?
That's his like
9-year-old?
he that's what the whole joke is. Like he's
Yeah,
had several different regimes of audiences, and right now I think it's like the 9-year-old army. And you were talking about memes earlier, and we do the claps.
Meme review.
This is a huge just go subscribe to PewDiePie kind of thing.
Yeah.
But he is doing a meme review with Elon Musk.
That is crazy.
That is insane.
But at the same time, it makes so much sense, right?
Yeah.
For Elon Musk, because he knows that's like one of the big. It's like going on a late night show,
Yeah.
right? But bigger.
Uh-huh.
Because his show is so big, and with the whole him battling T-Series things, it's just like building even more.
Yeah.
It makes more sense to go on that show than it would be to go on a
Like a good
a
morning
late night.
show.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it kind of does make sense, but it is crazy how this wave, I guess, is how mainstream. It's becoming the new mainstream media. It's finally branching off.
Yeah, and that's something also that I wanted to bring up was the impact that social media has, because there are like traditional mainstream media stars who are very aware of the social media stars. And I feel like when the social media stars meet them and they find out like, oh, the traditional person knows about me, they're shocked.
Right.
And it's like, but you have almost like a bigger reach than they do a lot of the time. And it's just like going to show, like I think it's something like Shane Dawson's the Mind of Jake Paul.
Yep.
Like his viewership was beating a bunch of Netflix original shows in terms of viewership.
Well, for one, I mean, it's free, right?
Yeah.
So not everyone has Netflix. I think that's a big part of it too. But like a lot of television is free. The difference is that when Shane puts it out, you get notified for one, and also you don't have to. You can watch it when you want to watch it. You don't have to wait till it comes on at 9 p.m. or 8 p.m.
You can just pull out your phone.
That's a new version of entertainment. It's happening, dude. We've been saying for a long time the internet was going to take over TV, and it was always kind of there. And that was a joke that killed the television, but it really is now.
Yep.
People like Elon Musk are going on PewDiePie's show.
Yeah.
You know, it's really changed a lot.
Yeah.
All right. Just subscribe. Beat T-Series.
You're about to get so much 9-year-old hate.
Woo! 9-year-old love. What do you? Wait, that sounds weird. Never mind.
You were gonna say 9-year-olds love me.
That's hey, we cut that part out, right?
No, we're leaving that in. People know what you meant.
All right.
What else just happened? Did you watch the Super Bowl? You don't like football.
I did.
You watched it though?
Not all those.
Did you go to a
all the way
party?
through. But I watched.
Yeah.
No, at home.
It was kind of.
You would have more
slow.
fun watching paint dry.
That's not true.
No,
It wasn't the
slow
best.
though.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I watched to the first half and I was like, I kind of have an idea where this is gonna go. I'm gonna check back in at fourth quarter.
Yeah. I think it's part of it too. It's just like, oh, it's Tom Brady again.
Yeah.
What else is new? You know what I mean?
I like the Tom Brady and Gronk Instagram videos
Oh,
more
yeah.
than the actual games.
It's true.
It's so funny.
See, you know what I don't understand? I mean, I watch football, but like, I'm not super like serious. Like, I'm 49ers fan, so we're irrelevant. But I always thought like, I don't understand why people hate Tom Brady so much. I mean, I get the whole like deflating balls things, which from what I hear, at least they labeled him a cheater. But even if that's the case, him as a person, he seems like a really cool dude, doesn't he?
Hell yeah. Very family man.
Have you
Kisses
seen-
his sons.
Yeah, and people make fun of that too. People still make fun of that. But like, he seems like a nice dude. He seems like the guy you invite to a party, and he'd be like, "Hey, can I help you guys clean up?"
Yeah.
That's the kind of guy he
Or like,
looks
what should I bring?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas some of the football players, they look like, I want to make it all about me.
Mm-hmm.
They come into the party, they start dancing and get a whole circle around them. Extroverts. I don't know how.
But it's so easy to hate on somebody who's like that. That's why.
and successful.
Yeah. Like everyone wants the underdog to do better.
Yeah.
And it's
No, but he was an underdog though.
yeah. Well, like team sports fandoms,
Yeah.
Yeah,
they're
that's
hard.
true.
They're hardcore. So
That is true.
you're always gonna root for your team.
I'm just saying, there's so many like other people out there that play sports that probably deserve more hate for being like kind of a jerk. But like when you're a humble person, I mean, I think I don't know him. I don't know him personally, but he seems like a nice dude, like just a clean, cool dude.
Hey, Tom Brady, we don't know you, but you should come on this podcast so we can figure out if you are or not.
Yeah, because he's definitely watching.
Hell yeah. Hey, social media influence, you know, maybe his sons will find out about it after he kisses his dad. By the way, Ryan Higa wants you to be on his podcast.
To kiss us.
Yeah.
So we can have some of your greatness.
That's right. Mwah.
Okay. Well, I mean, I knew you weren't into football. I just was wondering.
I watch.
Did you guys do anything? Like go to...
No, I watched on my own.
Do you like the commercials, though?
Yeah, some of them.
I was a little disappointed.
This year was, I didn't see too many this year.
There was that one with the Backstreet Boys. That was kind of funny.
Oh, with Chance?
Yeah, Chance the Rapper.
Yeah.
Other than that, I was just like, oh, okay.
It used to be very like
It used to be
entertaining.
tons. Yeah, every single one was like awesome, and now it's just like, oh, that was cool, I guess, different.
I wonder if it's like the expectation because it's the
It
Super
could be.
Bowl.
Exactly.
You know? Oh, last year's was good. Now they have to top it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I was like, maybe we have too high expectations.
Yeah.
It's hard to beat, and there's been a lot. So
think about
how
it,
many
yeah.
new original commercials can you come up with?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. You know what, too, though? It's kind of like what we described YouTube videos as. Like, if you're always topping your previous video, at a certain point, you're going to plateau, or people are going to get so accustomed to that. So you do have to throw some, like, fillers out. Throw some, like, you don't have to always be topping yourself, but come back with something.
Some slow balls, you know?
Like, yeah.
Change it
Can't
up.
always be pitching the heaters. Got to give them some change-ups.
Should we, I want to bring up the questions that we asked people. We actually asked people... Did you see it? The tweet we sent out?
Yeah.
Off the Pill, at Off the Pill
Yep.
on Twitter. And we have an Instagram as well. And we had people send in a bunch of their questions that they had for you because...
Yeah, I was getting tagged a lot.
I know. You're the reason why. I mean, they have a lot of questions.
Yeah,
so we're not going to be able to do all of this.
I think I answered some already though.
You did, but we can... There's so
Briefly.
many, dude.
But there's a lot of bad ones, too.
So we could go into... You guys want to take the shishi break now and then go into this?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to take a quick shishi break for you. For those of you that don't know, this is where we could put an ad break. This could be you. But instead, we're going to go shishi. What are you doing?
I'm just showing them this could be you.
Oh, you mean road?
Yeah, like, because,
Well, we're not going to... If there's a real... if there's another sponsor, we're not going to be wearing road.
yeah, we're going to be wearing what they have.
Or I can just read. Like, a lot of people, they read, they're like, oh...
Yeah, but let's show them we can
So-and-so-
go above and beyond.
You're right. You know what?
Like if for some reason bananas, not even a company,
brand.
just bananas.
Bananas Republic.
No, just the fruit itself was
I
like,
know.
hey, we want to support you guys. We'll give you guys 10,000 bananas. And we're like, hell yeah.
And we substitute these mics for bananas.
Yeah.
And you guys won't have good sound, but your bananas will be in there.
And then we'll eat them and we'll wear them and we'll slide in them just like into your DMs.
All right. Now you're thinking.
I'm there.
All right. We need a shishi break.
Yeah.
Should we go it?
All right.
How do we break into those again?
No, I don't know.
All right. We'll be right back. And we're back.
Hey.
That was a fast break. They don't know that. At least for
Already.
them, they thought. Unless if we had an ad there where it's supposed to be, but we don't have that.
I pooped.
You did?
Yep.
Yeah, you were just, this sounds so immature. We were just talking about pooping. No, but we were saying so Sean and I used to wrestle and, we had to lose weight. We had to cut weight all the time. Pooping helps. Realistically, it's not an immature thing. We had to learn techniques to poop.
You dropped weight when you pooped.
Yeah, there's certain ways that and we found the strats to help us poop. Like one is like rubbing your stomach, what was it, clockwise?
Clockwise.
Helps a lot to help things get moving. We could be just making this up, by the way, but for us, it works.
Yeah.
But the one that nobody really can relate to that we used to do, we call it the bouncies. And basically, you just kind of get up and you have to like completely relax your stomach, relax everything, and just start like slowly like bending your knee, like just bouncing and letting your stomach. Well, how do you describe it?
Just you gotta let it drop, dude.
Yeah. And it works. It makes you have to poop.
Yeah.
I don't know if people can relate to this, but
I don't know.
If you're at home, just try it. Give it a shot.
Male audience right here.
Yeah, I know. I know girls can do it too. They don't have to admit it, but
Girls don't poop.
are you sure? I
Yeah.
always heard that they might.
Nah, they don't poop.
Oh,
They
well,
don't even- they
for the
don't
guys,
even-
you guys can try it. The girls, you don't know the sensation.
They don't even have buttholes.
You know what we're talking about though?
No.
Like bouncing up and down to like it makes sense. Like if you think of like a ketchup bottle. But
You
like
shake your body.
so it's you shake your body, but you have to be super relaxed. Like you kind of like
have to relax
bend your
your
knees
stomach.
and like just bounce up and down real like lightly. But like
Why are we all doing it? It's like we're trying
I'm
to poop
trying
right
to
now.
describe it to people without having to show it for people who are just listening.
No, but as you're describing it, you're
Yeah.
like doing it.
I know. It's hard to describe. That's
Yeah.
why, because you can't do it if you're tense, right?
Yeah, you need to relax your stomach
I
area.
bet you people listening, when you're describing the
doing
motions,
it.
they're doing it too.
Yeah. If you caught yourself doing it,
Yeah.
leave a comment.
They're like driving their car to work. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, I hate bumper to bumper. Oh, what? Huh? Yeah. Bounces.
Oh,
and then they're stuck in traffic and they gotta poop, and that's your fault and your fault.
Well, it's actually hard to do without when you're sitting. It's way easier to be standing.
I don't know, man. I just had an experience getting off the plane.
Today,
Yeah, today.
you shit your pants, huh?
Almost. Dude, okay, so what happened was midway through the flight, like, you know how when the ride gets bumpy, they like turn on the seatbelt light?
Yep.
And they're like, you have to stay seated, right?
yeah.
I had to poop right when that happened. And because of the turbulence, it was giving me the bouncies,
Oh my gosh. So-
unintentional bouncies. And I was trying to clench too.
okay, so
Feel
that's
like,
when you. That's when you have to poop.
Yeah.
It works. I'm just saying, when you don't have to, that's the strategy we used to use.
Dude, this is like TMI, but third time I pooped since I got here.
That's awesome, dude. Good for you.
Yeah, Ryan's jealous.
Very active
Yeah.
bowels.
That's my usual, but ever since I was on this keto diet, it's reduced to about two times a day.
That's still pretty good.
It's good for, not for me, but for, I guess, them,
Yeah.
normal people.
I'm pretty sure the podcast can hear the dogs.
Yeah, we didn't
that
lock
Roku?
them up, so.
So have you missed the dogs though? Did you miss the dogs more than us?
That's debatable.
All right. You know what?
You were just trying to lead in for a joke.
No, I wasn't.
Oh.
That was actually a comment or a tweet I saw that. So someone's like, "Did you guys miss Marley?"
Oh, actually, I read that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, so you got all the questions already. Well, we can ask you
Well,
then. Because
I read some. I just kind of
people want to know. Okay, so we can go through some of those questions. In fact, we should do this. Go to our Twitter or Instagram, Off the Pill, @OffThePill, and if you have questions for the next one, not that we know who that person is yet, who the guest is going to be, but just send us stuff. For now, we have questions asking about Sean, and the first one I have is. Okay, we kind of answered that. We probably should have did this first, huh? All right, this is an easy one. What's your favorite video that you've been in?
that I've
Been in.
that I've
Yep.
been in.
It's a simple one.
The Nintendo one. Remember Xbox?
Nintendo-
Xbox.
Oh, the Nintendo paper one.
Yeah,
Yeah, got it. Okay, well, that's a simple one.
that one was cool. Well, no. I have to take that back. I think my favorite was the How to Be Ninja 2.0.
Oh, really?
That one was fun.
Yeah,
That was
a
fun,
dope
actually.
video.
It was one of those videos where
Yeah.
I was like, cool. I
actually-
don't need to learn a script.
Yeah, I actually liked our sequence, our
Yeah.
action sequence.
Yeah.
That was like fun.
It was fun.
Making
That one was
making it up
a
on the
lot of
spot.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah, I just remember like scratching you by accident. Yeah. Okay. This is another one. This is from Bianca. I don't know if we're gonna put these tweets up, but this is from Bianca Dasama. I don't know. What was the secret to long best friendship with Ryan?
What?
I don't know.
too
What is the
long?
secret to it just has a lot of likes, so I'm gonna read it.
Okay.
A long best friendship with Ryan. What was the
Oh,
secret?
like a long friendship.
Yeah, they want to know how to become best friend. Cross that line of fanship and become friendship.
I don't know if that's why they're asking.
It's too late. I made it that question. Now.
Okay.
Okay. Well,
But we weren't like we weren't fans of each other. Like,
No, you were fans of each other. You're like, hey, that guy's pretty cool, man.
we did not say that. There's no way.
All right. Well, how did it go down then?
Well, for one, we have a interesting
we have an
friendship.
interesting past too.
Yeah.
Share it with the class.
Okay.
Well, I mean, just to start, I mean, I think our relationship is kind of like we could be not friends for a long time, or like not friends, but we could not hang out for like years,
or
like he
talk
didn't-
or anything.
Yeah, and then once I see him, we'll just when you're free, we'll hang out.
Yeah.
You know, like just like nothing ever happened. And I feel like some friendships work that way. I don't
Yeah.
know, and some you just if you're not talking to them like consistently, they just forget about you and you just never see them ever again.
I think it's because like everyone kind of has like a preference of what a friendship should be like, or it's kind of like the love language thing. Like you receive love and like affection in different ways than other people. I think for you and me, we've always had that friendship despite not talking to each other, and we're perfectly fine with that.
Yeah.
And we still hold like a very deep friendship despite everything. We don't need to talk to each other every single week or like even every year.
Yeah.
But
we didn't talk for a long time, even when you were in college.
Yeah.
And then, you know, it's like, oh, if you're back home, then we'll go hang out.
Yeah.
You know,
and
if
then
we're
it
in
was
the
like
same
nothing.
place.
It was like nothing changed. And yeah.
I don't know what the secret to that is. I think it's just being, both parties need to know, like, it's nothing personal. You know, if we don't reach out, you don't have to reach out to somebody and check in on them like every single like month just to maintain a friendship.
Yeah.
I think some people need to do that, but I don't think we need. I mean, I don't know.
For
I don't
us
know if that's a
specifically,
secret.
we don't need. Yeah.
Because we understand, like, okay, you're doing your thing, I'm doing mine. If you happen to be in the same town, we're gonna hang out.
Yeah. And you know, with like social media and stuff, like you can look from afar and still like give someone love.
Yeah. Yeah.
And still respect them and still be friends with them without having to call them up every single day. I was just talking to Paco about this. I was like, dude, like I know I don't reach out to you all the time, but just know that I'm always watching from afar and I care, dude.
Yeah, I see his Instagram likes and he watched my story. I'm like, my boy Sean.
Yeah, see, but like some people actually get offended by that stuff.
I know.
So I think if you learn, if both parties are cool, I think that's, I guess, the secret. If both people have a mutual understanding, like you don't need to check up every single week.
Yeah.
Especially if you're not like hanging out. You know?
It's like relationships. You got to have that mutual understanding. You need to know how each other clicks and what like each other likes and dislikes. Yeah. So everyone is different. I don't think there's a real secret behind it. It just kind of worked out with us.
Yeah.
All right, you nerds.
Damn.
Where did that come from?
Thanks, dude.
You're welcome.
We're pretty nerdy.
Yeah.
The reason, so Shane Greg asked, what's your favorite anime?
Why are you doing like a accent?
Is that?
Well, because it said favorite
anime?
meme anime, and I don't care.
Oh, okay.
I just want to know what your favorite anime is.
What's yours, Sean?
Favorite anime? It's got to be Naruto.
Yeah, I would say of all time, even though I don't know why Naruto gets so much hate. Oh, sorry, Naruto. If you say it wrong, they make fun of you too.
Yeah, dude.
Naruto.
But anyway, yeah, I would say that was probably like my favorite all over time.
Yeah.
We are just talking about this too, about how animes, like I feel like kids should watch them to grow up, not to grow up while they're growing up like we did. I think all animes, especially the ones like the ones that people hate on, like DBZ or Naruto or My Hero. Like it's all the protagonists, the people that you fall in love with, the one that you're following, have really good morals. Like they're just good people.
Yeah. I think also they have big flaws that are very apparent.
Yep.
And it shows like, oh, you can overcome this type of stuff.
Exactly.
And that's what we're saying. Like for Naruto, he's like this loser. He's a kid who gets bullied. No one in the town likes him. That's how it starts off. Yep. And it really teaches you like, man, you got to work hard. Like the reason why you respect him is like, man, it's so touching because he just keeps pushing. He pushes through, you know, and he has such this dark past. And I think it would be good for kids.
Yeah, he makes the most of it, and he ends up becoming a badass, a cool guy.
Yeah, no spoilers.
Yeah,
even though it's been done already.
Yeah, but I like Naruto. They reflect a lot of like real life situations.
What about
in my
you?
opinion,
I don't really watch anime.
You watched
Don't
One
lie.
Piece.
No, I really
One Piece. You watched a lot.
No, I
of
didn't
that.
watch a lot. I like read a lot of it, and then
you read manga.
Yeah.
But see, it comes in like bursts. I only do it when I was like, oh man, this sounds so lame. But I would the first types of like manga and stuff or Japanese cartoons or whatever that I would read was a lot of like harems.
What's that?
Which is basically it's like one guy, a lot of girls, and they're all trying to fight for his love.
Isn't it called something else? Like, isn't that porn?
No. There's clothes on and stuff.
That's hentai.
Oh,
Yeah.
hentai was the one. Yeah.
But the reason why, the reason why I liked those is because I was like, man, I never felt like that. I want to feel like this guy.
That's cool. Hey, you know what? At least you're being honest, dude.
It was so lame.
I actually don't think I've like. What are some titles? Is there any famous ones?
Yeah, there's like Love Hina, which is a huge one. Ichigo 100%.
Ichigo, isn't that
It's strawberry, but
Ichigo is not from. Isn't that the dude with the orange hair? Bleach. Isn't that Bleach? No, Ichigo. Am I tripping?
I think it's different.
Oh,
I'm not too sure though.
I'm just showing like how lame I am right now.
that's not that lame.
Wait, that's
dude, I bet
wrong.
you so many people relate to that.
Yeah.
I don't know about people watching.
I don't know. I think, well, come on, let's just look at all the anime out
Yeah.
there. There's a lot of like I don't know, like fantasies.
Yeah.
You know,
Fan service. That's what they
Hell
call it,
yeah.
right?
Fan service. That's what I'm about. Upskirts. No, I'm just
Yeah.
kind of.
You're into that. Be real.
I was into it. Now I'm kind of like, I want to see dudes upskirts.
Yeah, that's. He's not even making a joke.
yeah.
Yeah, it's just funnier to him.
Woo!
All right, next question from Jung Kool-Aid. Do you really listen to Off the Pill podcast on your own time? Well, I mean, we have to. And this is funny that you brought this up because Sean, we didn't think Sean even heard one.
I've already made some quotes, didn't I?
I know. Sean actually watches them because he has references in them that we did not expect him to know.
Yeah, trying to grab some sleeves or what?
That's a good saying, dude. That Will made.
I like that one.
I know. It sounds and it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. And everybody's like, "Oh, this podcast really grabs my sleeves." Doesn't quite work, but it works.
Yeah, that means you don't like the podcast, but you are quoting the podcast, showing you listen to the podcast, saying you don't like the podcast. I'm going to grab your collar.
Get him.
Ooh,
That's even
advanced,
more
dude. That's too
intense,
far.
dude.
Hey, that's too far.
I'm getting up close and personal.
I'm quoting Will. Get him.
Do you have another one for Sean?
Yeah.
If not, we don't need to go through all of these. There's a lot.
Yeah, there's a bunch. I thought we only had one page, but then Dana
There's
gave us a
so
stable
many.
page
Okay,
of
you know
all
what?
of them.
Let's just do one more, and then yeah, it's more fun to just talk.
Ooh, I want to see this. I want to see this one.
What's that?
Give
it to me.
So it's because I'm conceited and I just want to know. How do you feel about Paco and RHPC?
You can give the
no,
honest
okay.
opinion.
Someone wrote that?
Or the joke
Somebody
version.
actually wrote that, but here. So this is one. This is one. Who's someone that you miss the most? Why? And then the second question is, why do you miss me the least? Because that's the obvious answer, you know.
No, not necessarily.
I don't think I miss you the least.
So
that?
who is it?
Who
I'm
is
just
it?
kidding.
Sorry, Dana. No,
That call out.
Dana's the best. Dana,
Dude,
okay.
you should tell the people what you said to Dana. I
Oh my
think you went too far. Paco jokes a lot. Clearly, you know, when we're when we're off camera, he jokes a lot. So we'll come back to that. But I just gotta say, I just heard something today that he said to Dana yesterday that I was a little blown away. But I was like, damn, you could say that to one of us, but you said that to Dana, dude.
Oh man.
Dana is someone who gets, I think, the least amount of love, who probably deserves some of the most.
Don't back yourself
No.
up. Tell the
I gotta say this
Okay,
because
okay.
a lot of people don't really know too much about Dana, or they don't say
know
too
too much,
Yeah,
yeah.
and I want to give her much deserved props.
We're gonna
after
have her
so
on.
many years.
Yeah, props.
Yeah. But so that's actually one thing that she does. She does a lot of props. She does a lot of set design, costumes. She finds places and works like hand in hand with Greg because they're in a relationship. But also like
exposed.
Yeah, but she does so much for the group. And anytime you're like, wow, look at the production value of it. If it's not editing, it's pretty much Dana.
Yep.
If it's not editing, it's Dana. So I'm telling you,
she's a hands-on genius. Like she saves me so much money because I don't have to buy things. She makes them. I'm like, hey Dana, can you make this? And she's like, oh, I don't know, but sure. And she'll make it.
Yeah.
Dude, and she saves me so much money.
I maybe I shouldn't be telling her story, but the first time that she
We're gonna have
visited,
Dana on.
Yeah. The first time she visited Vegas, she was already helping.
Yep.
She was already helping.
You could tell when she came into the company that there was a shift in all of production value.
I think Sean, what did you say when she came in? You were just like, because you were doing a lot of the props before,
yeah,
right?
a lot of it was me and like Derek and Greg just running around trying to make do. And I think like
we used to buy a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and like I remember Aquaman was like the biggest one for me.
Yeah.
It looks so whack, but I tried my best to like find all the stuff that kind of relatively looked like it. But once Dana was brought in, dude, like everything looked so professional.
The Aquaman one though, I mean, you guys did a good. It was part of the joke, you know, to have it look kind of whack.
Yeah.
But
it was tough though.
No, Dana was good. Dana's good.
Like,
but
set design, like everything just looks so like pleasing to the eye.
Yeah, she helps a lot.
She graduated in interior design too.
Considering how much turnaround time. If there was a lot more time, it'd be even better.
Yeah.
But
she does it in like a day or
going
two.
to your story,
No, we're moving on. We give her the props that she deserves.
It was a fun. I mean, I was just kind of shocked.
Me too.
It just happened.
Oh man. It basically. So, Will has a girlfriend named Monica.
Yes.
And like
she's been in videos.
And she was like a gymnast and she like models and stuff. And she's a pretty person. And someone asked, why is Monica in the group? And I was like, no, Monica can't be in the group. You got to be ugly to be in the group. And it skipped my mind
that Dana was in it.
that Dana was in it. And she was right there next to me. And she turned around and went, what did you say? And I was like, Dana, you're like a solid 4. And then
Oh my God, dude.
You can tell that he's the only one laughing very hysterically
It was, dude, people were like shocked, but laughing, but like more shocked.
It's just because of the dynamic.
Funny, yeah.
The dynamic. You could say it to us and like call us a 1, and we'd be like, okay, that's a quick joke. But it's just the fact that you said Dana, like one of the nicest people. Yeah.
No, but it's so Dana's actually someone who can like. She has thick skin. She can take jokes.
Yep.
She's an awesome person. And so today, I was asking her for help, and then she was like, "Why would I help you? You called me a 4," and I was like, "That's a compliment. You're a 3 at best."
Oh
and then she.
But it wasn't. She wasn't laughing the same way. Like we're
was
making
not
it
laughing.
seem. And it was like, oh wait, she took that kind of serious.
It was a little cringe. I walked in on that part, and I was like, that's a little cringy, dude. Like,
It gets worse, but not because of me, because of someone else. But we won't say why.
It's
you just have to understand. Like, this is a very friendly place where we
rag on each other a lot.
Yeah.
I get it the most, so I'm able to dish it out.
We do give it to you a lot, but
Yeah.
only because you set yourself up for that.
I'm okay with that.
I know it's part of your comedy.
I know my role.
And and it's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun for all of us.
Yeah.
But I think now
Everyone in that group kind of has that guy though.
Yeah,
And that
yeah,
guy
yeah.
is usually the loved one. Like in TV shows and stuff, the guy who gets ragged on, usually that's the character that people love.
But not at first. Everyone's like, oh, it's so easy to hate him. And then after a while, you're like, oh,
Yeah.
I feel guilty for hating on this person.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm like, now I think I like it more because I know how to fire back. It is
You
so
do.
fun.
Yeah. You do.
I've gotten a lot better at that for sure.
But before, I think you were like that guy, and then sometimes you'd be like, man, I wish I was like the one who was like not getting picked on.
No, first 100%. We've had talks about this.
Yeah. I was like, dude, you don't realize you're getting the hooked up role, bro. Like that's the one that people fall in love with. That's the funny one. You know, you're getting the good jokes.
I am. I'm still single, by the way, but
Yeah.
I'm waiting for that love.
Okay. Well,
Did you watch Paco's video?
I've watched all of them.
Me too.
Oh, you've watched all my videos?
Well, no, the recent one. Why,
recent
did you
ones.
post more?
No, I just posted one recently.
Oh,
but no.
no, I didn't see.
I didn't watch the latest one, but
No,
the
yeah.
two.
But the
before
relationship
that.
ones.
Yeah.
And, yeah. I mean, we basically lived it, but
But yeah, that's true.
I kind of missed it. That was like right when I left.
Yeah, it was actually right when you left.
Yeah.
It's like,
6 months ago.
Because
Yeah.
I just met her and then I left.
Oh.
yeah, I
I met
brought
her for
her
like the first 2 times, like maybe, and then
Yeah.
I left. And then that
that's
video
right.
came out.
Yeah. Long story short, because it kind of there's no context really for people who don't know. I was recently in my first relationship ever as a 27-year-old. Good gosh. And then basically, she wasn't the person that I found out to be. Found out that she had cheated on me.
Don't say names.
Yeah, I'm not. Of course, I'm not gonna say names.
Well, you never know. I don't want to.
Dumbass. No.
All right, go ahead.
No. But yeah. So then I broke it off with her, and it hurt me a lot, but it also taught me a lot. And I just made a video about it that was very introspective. And like Sean said earlier, he's not someone who like goes into it, but he shows support from afar. And like when I picked him up today from the airport, it wasn't something that I expected. I don't ever expect any of my friends to watch any of my videos, but he was
I
like,
watched it.
yeah, I didn't expect that either.
Everybody
That's a
else
surprise.
did too.
That's a surprise to me.
Why? Okay, so when you're being serious and not being your normal self, you're never serious, dude. Then it's like, okay, this is concerning. So of course we're gonna be there.
Got it.
You know, but like if you're happy and being you, of course we're gonna pick on you. Like
Yeah.
that's just the dynamic, you know.
Yeah.
But basically, like it showed me a lot, like helped me grow as a person, because I was someone who was like, oh, love is such a beautiful thing, and like, you know, it's this fantasy and you should do everything for it. But that's not true.
Most first relationships are kind of
That's
what you expect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you kind of learn after a while, like, oh, you know, you're not meant for everybody, and everybody isn't meant for you. You shouldn't be. You should know what you deserve, type of thing. And you kind of develop self-respect at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, well, it is, and you have to. What I had a hard time realizing over time with different relationships was
Ooh, tell them.
not every single there's no, I mean, I don't believe that there is a absolute perfect person for you, because even if you find your soulmate or whatever, if you whoever you think that is, the perfect person, they like all the things you like, whatever it is, someone that matches perfectly with you, you're still gonna have to work on it together, because there's no perfect relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
But growing up, you always think, oh, I'm gonna wait for that one girl, or
because like movies and stuff like
Disney,
that,
man.
It's movies, man. I told you,
yeah.
movies like ruin relationships in the beginning.
Yeah.
And then you learn, okay, let's be realistic.
Yeah. A good quote I heard was, everyone's looking for the right one, but nobody wants to be the right one.
Who said that?
I don't know. I just saw it.
That's like some, I don't know. I don't know who would say something.
Yeah.
That's like that one dude who always like makes those videos that
Matthew Hussey or whatever.
No, the motivational
EA.
Yeah, that
Prince EA.
he takes things and he has
row your boat.
Yeah, he has things that are like so deep and meaningful, but like I was like nothing.
Yeah.
It must be so fun writing those.
Row your boat.
I bet you we could make one right now.
Yeah.
In life, you got to be a piece of paper.
Ooh.
You're open to so many different things. It's not about what the paper is. It's about what you write on the paper and tell your story on that paper. Don't be a paper that's just, I got to be an essay, or I got to be a math problem. I got to do whatever. Just be a free paper and just float.
Just be you.
I don't know what I just said.
At the same time, paper. Where's paper come from? Paper comes from trees. Be one with the earth. Be organic. Be you. Be genuine.
See, we're making one right now. Be paper.
Yeah.
Easy.
Also, what happens? People will be paper chasing. So that's what you want to be too. People will chase you when they find out your true value.
Yeah.
All right. You know what? Whatever,
that's enough of that. That's enough of that.
Anyways, Sean, you are in a relationship. I'm not saying you're a guru or anything, but like, I guess because like we said earlier, long distance is very difficult.
Oh,
like what is some things that
started on that?
What are some things that you feel like really helped? I guess that overcome difficulties like that.
Communication, communication, and mutual understanding is the biggest.
Yeah,
it sounds
most
simple.
important thing.
It sounds simple, but it's
difficult.
Yeah,
because you need to be able to have an understanding between both parties and understand what you want as part of the relationship. And there's a lot of trust that comes behind it too. Because you're long distance, you don't know what they're doing on their end.
Right.
They don't know what you're doing. So you have to build a lot of trust and a lot of communication and be open to it. I think especially for guys, we're kind of like, closed doors, but
that is true. Actually, that's another good.
I think majority men are typically more closed off as like emotionally, So I think a big part, especially for me, I don't know about other people, but from my experience, it was being able to be completely open 100% to your significant other.
Yeah.
And being able, like, even if there's problems, there's always going to be problems, but being able to come to a compromise and have an understanding and build that trust between both parties.
Right.
Because without the trust, then it's hopeless.
Yeah.
Because
then really, like, if there's no trust, then why are you with this person?
Exactly. But that's how it should be, with or without the distance.
Yeah, that's true.
So
yeah, that's good advice.
How about you? What you got?
Advice wise,
Yeah.
I mean, I would say, in addition to that, just like knowing that you don't need to always be right is a big deal too.
Ooh, tell them.
I mean, it doesn't. If you really think about it, and sometimes it matters because it is what's right and wrong. If you come to that mutual understanding, it doesn't. A lot of times, I think fights happen and continue happening for no reason until you really realize, why am I fighting? And you realize, like, oh, it's just because I want to be right and improve my point. Yeah. But that doesn't matter. If you really care about the person, you can get over that.
Yeah.
So I think for me, that's something I had to learn, and I think that causes and solves a lot of problems.
And I want to add on to that. A lot of times when there's problems there in a relationship, people think it's me versus the other person, when that's not necessarily the case. It's like both people as a team against this problem. And you have to work together to figure out, like, oh, how do we solve this issue?
Yeah.
How do we figure out how we both can win? We're not, I'm right, you're wrong, you serve me. Type of thing. That mentality is very like toxic and unhealthy for a relationship. When you can figure out, like, oh,
it's even just the wording of that. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. No, I mean, wording is huge.
Yeah.
Everybody will pick at small things like, I can't believe you said this certain thing. When it's like, okay, stop thinking so much about that. Both parties think about, okay, how can I help us get through this together?
Not even we.
Well, I mean, but you know, you can't really control them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it
Why are
should-
you nitpicking me, Sean? Why are you doing this?
Well, you said I when it should be about us.
Okay, we just went super misogynistic because we made the girls sound like that.
Well, I thought you were still being guys. Do you consider that to sound like girls?
Yeah.
All right, time for PCness of the week, guys.
Dun dun dun.
PCness of the week. Yeah. we didn't do it last week.
Yeah.
So you guys shouldn't be making. You can make those voices. You can make those voices, but it doesn't mean I'm being a girl. I'm just being a guy.
Yeah.
It was just the Sean D's coming out. Sorry.
Yeah, I know. So that's don't assume that was a female voice, okay?
Yeah. Don't.
And that was PCness of the week.
Now we're going back to PCness of the week. I want to talk about this because this is kind of big in the news.
I know what you're going to talk about.
Boom. Well, obviously, I told you about it, right?
Yeah. I just knew. Okay.
But so a recent thing that came up was Liam Neeson was being interviewed, and during his interview, he had talked about how a close friend of his was raped, and
This is like years ago.
decades ago, or something like that.
The interview just happened.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he talks about how he asked his friend, like, "Oh, do you know who this was? What race was this person?" And she said black. So he essentially, and I'm paraphrasing a bunch of stuff, but essentially he went out and looked for somebody of black color to attack. And like he wanted to kill them for like about a week and a half. I think it was more so he was looking for someone to cause an altercation with him, so he could react. So he could react.
And he said in the interview, right, specifically a black person.
Yeah,
yeah, and that's where all the controversy came from.
Yeah,
because if you were to stop that story there,
which most headlines did.
Yeah. Well, we'll get into that more. But go ahead.
But continuing, the reason why he was sharing this story, and it's basically. After a week to week and a half, he realized, like, what am I doing? Like, this is dumb. This is foolish. And he said he went on to say that he's ashamed that he thought like that. That revenge is never the answer, and that we should learn from this.
Right.
But a lot of people wanted to
skip that part.
Yeah, skip that part. Nitpick at certain things, and just go out to say like Liam Neeson is racist.
Yeah, because back in the day, he wanted to. One black guy did something to his friend, and
allegedly,
yeah.
Yeah.
And he was so angry that he wanted to kill a random black guy.
Yeah.
Even though that's not that's what the headline would read.
Yeah.
Right. And then I could see, because even when I first heard that from you, that story, I was just like, dude, he's a racist. Like that sounds.
It's the easiest thing to jump to.
Yeah. And then you hear the rest of it, and you're like, oh, that's the context.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, even if he wasn't right, he realized his wrong. It's a long time ago, for one, not that that changes anything, but most people leave out the other end of that.
Yeah.
And you immediately jump to it. Because even I was like that. I was like, if you just read the headline and you didn't read the full thing or watch the video about it, it's very, it's hard to back that up.
Yeah.
He wanted to kill a black guy. It's true. It's what he said. But it didn't have the context behind it. And that's the part that we want to talk about, at least. I don't know. What do you think about that?
Dude, this is my first time hearing all of this because I didn't actually watch the interview, but that's some deep stuff. First of all, props to him for even coming out with that. That's like a tough thing to do at this point of time right now of like PC-ness, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got to give the man respect because he realized his wrong.
See, and just even you saying that too, if that was cut out from somebody, they'd be like, oh, Sean's racist too because he respects Liam Neeson. For even though he's a racist, and that's just how it spreads. Mm-hmm. And then you know why? Because when friend groups too, someone reads an article, they might not even read the whole thing. And be like, "Hey, you hear about Liam Neeson? He hates black people."
Yeah,
like that's the kind of how people talk in headlines. People talk in headlines.
It's so like social media driven because we're taught like that's what we need to grab people's attentions right away. That's why thumbnails, titles are like that. Now, journalism is becoming like that because journalism is like hard to maintain and get revenue,
right.
So it's like, oh, how do we drive people to us?
Yeah, you have to jump on it.
Now we have to get people like, oh, what is this thing? Maybe they'll more fully explain it in the article, but very rarely do people ever look deeper than the surface.
Right.
Because there's so much stuff happening
Well, that's
in this
why
world.
they call things fake news,
Yeah.
even though it's not necessarily fake. It's just they're not showing the whole story, or they're trying to push one side of it. And this is kind of similar scenario to that kid that was wearing the MAGA hat. And against that, he was like, looked like he was standing in front of the Indian dude,
the Native American
dude, like
Native
pounding.
American.
Sorry,
How
Native,
dare you?
Native American pounding his drum and whatever.
Yeah.
But then I thought the same thing. I was like, damn, this kid. I said the same thing. I feel bad now.
Me too.
I'm just like everyone else. I get tricked. I was like, damn, this kid deserves it. Look at his face. I want to punch him in his face too. And then I watched the full video, and I because I was told like this is not the full story, and I saw his interview after that. He's standing there in a group of people, right? They're doing their own like school chants or whatever like that. And this Native American dude starts pounding his drum peacefully, like nothing. But he walks up to him, and then the kid doesn't move. He doesn't go, he doesn't move anywhere. He stays there, and then we see him smiling, right? And I saw the interview of this kid, and he seems like this shy, like obviously people are already going to dislike him because he's a Trump supporter,
Yeah.
or his parents are or whatever. But he did not get in this guy's face. Like they made the video look.
Yeah.
And coming from his perspective, he said, what could I have done? If I walked away, I'm disrespecting him. I think it's Mr. Phillips or something. I don't remember what his name is. If I don't smile, then it looks like I'm trying to intimidate him. And keep in mind, this is in the middle of, he's a 16-year-old kid.
Yeah.
This guy starts beating this drum in your face. That's way more aggressive than somebody just walking up to you and smiling.
There's so much, like, I didn't even know all that. I was just like, oh, snap, another racist kid.
Yeah, and I didn't like him.
Yeah.
I just judged him, and I was wrong.
Yeah.
I don't think, it doesn't matter if he's a Trump supporter or not. He did not do what people thought he did.
Yeah.
And like the headlines wrote, arrogant kid, intimidates whatever.
And that happened like, what, a week, 2 weeks ago?
I don't remember.
It wasn't that long ago.
It was very
Yeah.
recent. And now we're on this like Liam Neeson thing.
Exactly.
There's so much stuff
When was that?
happening. I believe like maybe within this week.
Yeah, it happened this week.
Yeah,
right?
so like this
Okay.
past weekend, the article might have went out. But for so much information to be constantly just thrown out there, and people still have lives. People still have to work, to have a social life, interact with friends. How are you supposed to be able to digest everything fully and get like the facts from both sides before making a decision? Everyone is just so willingly to just believe what they want because they want to be like, oh, this is my side. I'm either a Democrat or a Republican, and this is what I'm just going to believe.
Right.
And I'm just going to voice my opinion and support what I think.
Yeah, I know a lot of my friends are like that. And it's nothing against them. That's just how the media has made us.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
I think that's a big part of it.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the whole scenario? I know you just heard about the Liam Neeson thing, but you know what we're talking about.
Dude, I have mixed feelings about all of social media at this point. Like marketing strategies and stuff. It's very I don't know what's the right word for it. It's very like brainwashing in a sense, where they make you focus on certain aspects without giving you the full context. That was like the whole like political thing too, like, you can take like how much can you fully understand the full context of it if they're giving you like a 10-second video versus seeing everything that happened from beginning to end. Right. And it's like the same thing with like, anything controversial when it comes to like police videos or, political stuff, PC-ness, like everything has context behind it.
Yeah.
But people, like you said, people aren't willing to.
Nobody wants to have that open conversation.
Yeah.
And it's so mind-boggling how people are just like, this is my view, blah, 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 blah. And then when someone else is like, well, this is my view, you're like, no, shut up, you're wrong, I don't want to hear you, know?
Yeah.
Yep.
And you get called close-minded.
You get called things too instantly. People love to label.
Yeah.
It's just like, just like I said, it's the whole Liam Neeson thing. It's like we're not. We in a sense we are defending him because we're defending him in that not necessarily him, that we're defending that it was told not inappropriately, but it wasn't told.
It was like misleading.
It was misleading.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
And
it was very misleading.
We're not defending his actions.
We aren't. No.
Don't get us wrong. What he did before was
And
bad.
he even agrees.
He said
But
it was
then
wrong
it's
too.
just- I think what we're more saying is that there needs to be a better conversation, a more open conversation about this. Like,
or before we're jumping on people and labeling them racist, which is a very serious thing.
Yeah.
Like people are so easy. Like they use that word like it's nothing now.
Uh-huh.
It's actually lessening the word. It harms people who are affected by racism.
Yeah.
Because it means almost nothing now.
Yeah.
That sounds bad. They're gonna take that clip and say Ryan Higa says racism means nothing.
yeah, see right there.
But you know, I mean, that's the thing though. I think we're so close to labeling people, and I'm not close to. It's so easy to label people in this day and age, and people do it all the time. And I think before we do that, we should really get our facts straight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And including me, because I fell, like I said, I fell for the same thing twice.
Same here.
And
I feel you.
I just want to. There were actually people who were talking on this article a little bit more deeper. And one of them was an English footballer, from
That
American
Barnes
soccer player,
guy?
John Barnes, who more in detail talks about it on a news interview, and like the way that he presented it was like so much more insightful, and it really drew to like, let's have this conversation. Even Terry Crews,
Right.
who was like, let's because black people were attacking him.
Yeah.
Like, oh, Terry Crews, like, you're gonna get canceled. You're not on our side. Blah blah blah. All this stuff. But Terry Crews was saying like, I'm not condoning his actions. He's describing a situation. So what do we do? He wasn't saying like, let's do this. He wasn't trying to say like, oh, I have the plan for everything. He was asking his fellow people like, what do we do about this then? Let's have a conversation.
Yep.
Let's figure this out. What's the answers? And so many people are just like, oh, you don't have the answers? You're wrong. You don't have the answers that I want? You're wrong.
That's just how it is. That's how it is nowadays.
It's
Especially once you pick a side.
yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to find a relatable scenario where once you feel like you're on one side, you hear things differently.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
Like, if say you're a MGK fan or an Eminem fan,
Yeah.
right? You're naturally going to be biased.
Oh yeah.
And you don't, why can't we just see things? We're saying, why can't we see things from both sides? And it makes sense. Everybody has a bias, and I think people need to at least acknowledge that they have a bias. So I think that alone will help them realize, like, am I being biased, or is this actually? I 100% believe in this.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think that might help.
And it's easier. It's easier to just like be on a side and not listen.
True.
I think that's a huge thing. A lot of people are just like, it's so much easier.
Especially the
just,
popular side.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it would be so much easier to be like, you know what, he was wrong. Let's not give him the benefit. Like, let's jump on the bandwagon and
Boycott his movie.
Yeah.
All that
Even
stuff.
though, like I said, we're not defending his actions. We are defending how he was portrayed, I think, in media. And I think that's what people are trying to say.
Yeah.
Same with that MAGA hat kid. It doesn't mean we support Trump, but I mean, if you do, great. If you don't, whatever. You shouldn't have to, that's all aside. That politically, has nothing to do with it.
Exactly.
Is this kid who, I mean, really, they screwed him.
Yeah.
He just getting death threats and stuff like that. And the narrative was completely false from what I seen the videos that were cut out and on the news channel and stuff like that. It's a similar situation.
Yeah.
And I think in the same essence of like, look, if we're wrong, if what we're saying is incorrect, have that conversation,
Yeah.
Like, we're not saying, oh, like, blah, blah, like,
That's why I like the comments that we have
Yeah.
have had lately, where people are addressing things that we were talking about, like the old incest thing, like how, the one with David, we were talking about how, in the last episode, at what point does that stop being, because of the whole PC-ness thing,
Yeah.
like at what point, maybe in the future, it'll be acceptable. And people gave their opinions and saying why we're wrong. And we read them and we appreciate that. Like, there's no right, like, just talk, have like Sean said, have communication.
That's why I was going to relate it back to like the relationship,
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
let's work together.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be just because someone has an opinion. How is yelling at them change it?
Yeah.
How does insulting them help them? That's my strategy. I mean, I'm thinking about if the Democrats really wanted to change or really wanted to do something about Trump, why keep insulting him? It's clearly like they say, oh, he's a child. And
Yeah.
he acts like a child. He's the whole government shutdown. He's acting like a child just because he's not getting his way. Why are you insulting the child? Why would you do that? That's not going to work. Why don't you try and befriend the child? Say, you know what? That's a smart decision. But here's some alternatives.
Yeah.
You don't think he'd be more open to, with his ego, more open to hearing that than just being yelled at? Like, why would he change?
That's how everybody is too. You know, if you like more positively work with them,
Yeah.
they're more likely to listen to you.
Exactly. Yep. And it just so happens he's the one in power.
Yeah.
So even more so, why don't you just, it's clearly not working.
Yeah.
Like just trying to fight him. So why not? I mean, I don't know enough. I'm not smart enough, but
I know.
why? It's just why I don't see why someone doesn't take that strategy. Like, say, what if this whole time Kanye was actually a Democrat and he's just been like sucking up and he's just like, hey, Donald, I can't do a Kanye, but he's like, hey, Donald, like, I'm all for you. Like, I support you. You're a smart guy. You're awesome. And Donald Trump, he loves him because Kanye loves him. What if Kanye was just like a Democrat this whole time, secretive, right? And it's all part of the plan. And he's like, you know what? This whole government shutdown thing, like, you know what? Let them have the win. Like, just, I mean, it's not a big deal. Like the wall, like we could build the wall. We don't absolutely make it that big. Like, let's talk about it. He would listen to Kanye more than he would listen to someone on the other side.
Someone yelling
I'm
at him.
very sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know enough. Actually, I'm not that sure. But doesn't that sound more appealing? Don't you think someone like at least from what we see Donald Trump to be, don't you think that's more appealing? At least to somebody who they consider a kid.
I think that relates to like all problems in our lives when dealing with someone else. You just have to be open-minded and,
Yeah.
just like a relationship, come to a compromise.
Yeah.
Right.
Because, come on, are we really right or wrong?
Mm-hmm.
And if you're trying to fight so hard for your side, like, are you really helping you, them, and everyone else surrounded by
Or
it
are
being
you just
affected?
or are you just fighting for one side because you want to be right, like we said?
Yeah.
And then it all comes back to relationships.
And so ultimately, you just got to subscribe to PewDiePie.
Yeah. And you said T-Series.
I said the Beat T series.
I was like, oh, you're about to get 9-year-old hate. Oh, anyway. Shoot, how do we get on that?
Oh, I just want we're talking about PC-ness. That's why.
That's right.
Dude, that's the first time you said, how did we get here?
I know. In the previous episodes. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Was that the
We have a
first time you used
soundboard. No, second time, right?
Yeah, when we
Um,
introduced you.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, I was less lost today.
Yeah.
The other time, I didn't even realize until I watched the podcast back. I was like, I say that a lot. But I really was lost every single time. And I didn't realize I was saying that. Anyway.
Nice.
How do we get here? Dude, we've been going for a bit.
Yeah.
Has it been an hour already? I think it has.
It's been about an hour and should I say?
Okay. Anything else you guys want to bring up? I mean, Sean's here for a little bit. We could do another one, honestly. But
Want to do a second one? I'm down.
maybe.
I don't know. This is
fun.
This is I like this one. A lot of people were like, "Oh, don't talk about politics." And
Who cares, dude?
Yeah.
It's my podcast.
I don't know too much about politics.
I don't
100%.
either, but
Yeah.
we
I'm
still,
not the most knowledgeable about it. But
yeah, but we acknowledge that.
Yeah.
And also, I think it's like we're giving our outside perspective. I think
Yeah.
most people don't know a lot about politics. A lot of people know stuff and pretend to know more than they do, but really they're just watching Facebook videos.
They're
and YouTube
regurgitating information
Exactly.
they've heard.
Exactly. But they only watch one side.
Yeah.
Most people only watch one side.
yeah.
Echo chamber.
You need to be open-minded. I think we're kind of biased though, because we're raised in Hawaii, where we're exposed to a bunch of stuff. So you're kind of forced to be open-minded.
Yeah.
And Hawaii's super left too, isn't it?
That's what I've
Yeah.
heard. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it is.
But I think with
mean,
the culture, like, because we had to grow up with a lot of cultures and accept other stuff,
Yeah.
we're a little. I'd say we're a little more open-minded to a lot more things.
Yeah.
Well, at least for us, our
culturally,
group at least.
it's very different.
I don't know about everyone, but at least I know between us three, like, we're a lot more open-minded than
Yep.
jumping on bandwagons like super quick.
I would agree. So
Do you hear Sean's accent?
we're actually talking about that a little bit.
My
I don't
pigeon-
even notice if you. I didn't even
have,
notice.
have I
this.
been speaking pigeon?
Not really.
No.
Okay.
But
But he
people
has
can hear it.
He has
People
a
can hear it.
light. This is what we're talking about in the car. We're talking about pigeon. I was
Yeah.
like, his pigeon when we hang out is kind of like it's like that little piece of parsley, like just a light amount of pigeon.
He does have. Yeah.
It doesn't. It's not too heavy.
Yeah.
But as soon as all three of us
Oh, yeah.
are in Hawaii, we just have a Kahlua pig plate, and it's like,
Yeah.
how's it, rah?
I know.
Yeah, it's like a switch. It just goes.
Yeah.
People. I mean, that's like when people tell you, like, "Hey, oh, you're from Hawaii. Can you speak pigeon?" It's like it doesn't really work unless someone's speaking to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like, hey, you're a comedian. Can you make me laugh? Tell me a joke.
Some comedians can do it though.
Yeah,
on
but
the spot.
they don't want to, dude.
I know. Nobody
It's not the
wants
right
to.
context.
Oh man. Well, this is fun. This is really fun.
Yeah.
It's been nice. I mean, it's nice to see you again, dude. It's been like half a year.
Isn't it-
yeah.
It's nice to be back.
Yeah.
I did miss you guys. I think
Yeah.
I Didn't we ask a question?
Oh yeah, who did you miss the most?
We kind of avoided that a little bit. Yeah, we avoided it a little bit. But I mean, yeah.
Hey, just say you miss Dana the most.
She needs it.
Yeah.
Paco's a mean person.
Nah, I can't say there was anybody I missed the most or favorite the most. You guys are all my family, so
Aw. Play the thing. Play the place. Do we
I don't have
an
an awe.
Give us something else then. That is the perfect. Oh, that's perfect. Oh, all right. We should close this up because I'm happy with that ending. All right. Same thing as before, Sean. I mean, you were here, but you didn't do a podcast.
Yeah.
We always exit with the
Maybe we should ask if, like, from now on, like, our guests, do they have anything that they want to plug?
That's true. Yeah. Is there anything you want to plug other than trying to get a volunteership or job,
internship or job?
I don't know why I said
anything
job
or
ship.
Career.
Yeah.
anything. No, that's about it.
Okay.
We've talked about a lot of stuff that I wanted to talk about. So yeah,
awesome.
I'm pretty good.
Oh, well.
Thanks, guys, for having me.
Thank you for being here, and we may do another if we have time.
I'm down.
And if you guys have any other suggestions for guests to be on Off the Pill podcast, I went into my radio voice, dude.
Don't just let us know.
Yeah,
Send it to them. Force them.
Let me do my outro,
Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Let me go into my radio voice.
Dude, you have a nice
That was
voice.
pretty good.
I like that voice.
Don't forget, guys, if you have any suggestions for potential guests in the future to be on Off the Pill podcast, don't forget to follow us at Off the Pill on Twitter and Instagram, and tweet at us while
so close.
while tagging your favorite influencer or star,
and then just like kind of like annoy them so that they have to come.
So they're like, "What is this?"
You know why it's tough is because we're in Vegas.
Yeah,
A lot of them,
it
so
is.
many of them are in LA. But like, I just really don't want to do this in LA.
Then you'd have to bring all of this stuff over and do.
All right. Well, like Paco said, thank you guys for tuning into the Off the Pill podcast, episode 3. We'll see you next time. Time to breathe. You know, David said it's actually really bad for the mics to do that.
Really? Moisture.
But I think if we put like the things, we need
foam.
the we're still working on this podcast. We're going to get better, guys. All right. That was cool.